Hey everybody, how's it going? You know, a few months ago I created a video about building ambient music with just the Meris LVX as well as a couple other pedals, the Chase Bliss Mood Mark II and the Earthquake Devicer's Avalanche Run. And in that video, one of the questions that I've been asked is, what is the preset that you use on the LVX? And in full transparency, I do not know. I think I had created a preset for that video and then forgot to save it, or made a change and saved over it. And so I've scoured through all 99 presets in my box and tried to find it, and I can't. So that got to me, that really bothered me. So what I decided to do was try my best to recreate it. And I think I've done an okay job, and I want to run through and show you what I did to get the sound back. I will say it's not exact, and I think part of that is because in the video I was running as my bass, clean tone, whatnot, a 1981 Envisions LVL full range overdriver, and I lent that to a friend and don't have it right now. So right now all you're hearing is I've got my GNL S500 kind of in a tele mode, going into a 29 pedals Una, and then from that straight into the LVX. I created a loop in the LVX. I'll show you that in a sec, just kind of where it is. It's playing at the very beginning. It's like the pre and dry, so it is the first thing happening. So I'll show that real quick to you. So if we scroll over to where the looper is, you'll see the location here as pre and dry. That means I can actually switch presets, and that loop stays in place. Now, I think in this setting, if we go here to the looper, it's in the post mix, so you're not hearing anything. So I'll just switch that to there, to pre and dry. So now you kind of get that going. So I'm not actually playing anything right now. It's all pre. I put it in there before I hit record, so I could talk to you guys without being distracted about what I was playing. No volume pedal used here. I just used the volume knob on my guitar. So let's go back here to this guy here. So I titled it Syncope. I don't know why I do these things. Something pops in my head. Now, you're asking, how do I know that I recreated, like how I got anything close to the one in the other video? And I'll tell you first. Go all the way to the first page on the delay settings, and in that video, and I'll link that in the description here below. Everything that was in that I could see, like the entire video had this screen on there. So I started there. I recreated everything here. So I'll just quick run down kind of what I did here. So let's start with the delay type itself. I chose a magnetic type delay, and the structure I used was a series structure. Half speed is on, and it's set to 70 BPM. I think in the video is actually 80, so let's, wrong way. There. Now there it was. So the left division 1 is at quarter note, and left division 2 is at dotted quarter. And that's all I know from the previous video, because I kept it on that screen the whole time. Which is fine. I just should have saved the thing, and then we wouldn't be in this place of me recreating it, or attempting to. So the delay page here has, the delay tab has like three pages. So part of what I did to get the kind of the left-right wash was put some higher notes, higher subdivisions on the right side. So the right division 1 is a triplet 32nd. It is the fastest subdivision you can get right now on the LVX, and so that's there. And I kept the second division off. It just sounded the best to me. So currently, the feedback 1 is about 64.8%. Feedback 2 is about 63.3%. The crossfeed I have about 59.4%. And that's kind of where it felt good to me. And for all of actually the feedbacks and the crossfeed. And the mod I put around 54%, give or take. As I was recreating this sound and this effect, these are the settings that kind of spoke to me at the time, what made the most sense, what felt like it was the closest to recreating that. But I guess I'll pause here and just say the beauty of the LVX is that everything here is adjustable, it's tweakable, and what worked that one night when I made that video, even picking a different guitar, a different amp, or a different overdrive changes everything, and it's okay to have differences. And the beauty of the LVX is that you can make those minor tweaks, very minor tweaks, to create the delay that really speaks to you the most at the time when you're making it. And it's really easy to save it. Just save it. And I'll get off my soapbox in a second. I'll just do it now. I'll step down. Page 3 on the delay. The mod mix is about 63%, and the damping is left at stock. So that was like the basic part of creating the sound. And when I just had that, it was the delay was not bold enough, it wasn't loud enough, and it wasn't dark enough. And so the next thing, it was also too crisp. Like here, there was no smear on it. So there was this, I could hear it, but it didn't give me the wash that I wanted. And so the way I figured that out was on the dynamics page, I used diffusion. So we're just gonna rotate the time knob till we get there. And locations sometimes I point to the knob that correlates to it, but really I should be pointing to the spot on the page. So the location's pre, density at 100%, and the low pass filter is set at I suppose that's 16,629.9 hertz. That makes sense, right? 16 kilohertz, give or take. So dynamics, putting on diffusion was an important part. The preamp was, I think, the biggest thing. And I found that the transistor preamp kind of gave me the grit that I wanted in the delay. We'll turn it off and I'll show you what I mean. You can kind of hear it. It's a little cleaner, and I didn't want that. So transistor is kind of really what worked the most. And then the big trick here is you gotta keep that level down. It will take off on you. And I wanted to almost take off, but not all the way. So I think ultimately I had that at about 25% or so. We'll leave it at 24.2. The gain's at like 13.3%. And if you've worked much with delays, you know that it's kind of a balance between how much you're feeding into it so that it doesn't overpower. And it's kind of like if you have too much time or too many repeats, they kind of self-oscillate. Well, on this preamp, and the way I have it put in the feedback loop, but on the preamp of the transistor, the gain and the level really work together to make the sound. That sounds dumb because all of this works together to make the sound, but specifically, if you bring the level too high, it'll self-oscillate like we heard. And you can adjust the gain and the level independently to kind of find that sweet spot for you. Moving on from there, I had a ladder filter on here that's in the post location. The frequency at about 2 kilohertz, so 2122 hertz as it's in there. The resonance at 3.65, and the topology is low pass. The spread at 46%. And again, these are minute numbers, right? Like, so it's technically 46.1%. You can really put it where you want it. Moving from there, the pitch, that was a hard one too. That actually was. So I chose the polychroma and the pre-location because I didn't want it to affect the dry signal, but I wanted to hit right away. And I wanted it to be an octave above. So that is the pitch all the way up at 12 and the mix at 100%. I messed around with some of the harmonies and the monochroma, and none of those just felt right to me. So polychroma is where it really landed. And unlike me, in most scenarios, I kept the modulation off. I'm a sucker for the chorus, so sometimes I'll do that, so if we pop a chorus in there, that doesn't sound bad actually, it sounds good, but I didn't want it really in this one. I'll take it back off. I like it, but I'll take it off. So no modulation. Mix, just a standard 50% mix, and no trim off the dry or the wet. Looper, this doesn't affect the sound, but it does affect it doesn't affect the sound, but it does affect if you're doing a demo like what I'm doing now, where I have the looper engaged and going. If you want to change your presets and have the looper, but the loop still be affected by what you're doing, that needs to be in the first, like the pre and dry, so that like the looper is the first thing that goes in your signal in the LVX. So that's that one, and I didn't touch any of the 9 modifiers on this, or the expression pedal stuff. So that's really it. On some of my globals, nothing really fancy to see there. But yes, that's it. There's like a quick of how things are with the mod mix, feedback, and time. Oh, but I hope you enjoyed it. I'm doing a quick save. Oh, so yeah. So with this button here, you press down once to engage a save session, and then you can tweak like the name and all that sort of stuff. Since I already have it named, you just hold it again, and there you go. It's saved. So I really hope that helped, and I really hope that it's close enough to the original. And I hope walking through it honestly gives you a good idea of how you can make the exact delay setting you want. It's a modular delay, and that means you can put those things wherever you want. You can put, let's just do it. I'll show you. So, here's a good example. So the filter is a ladder filter, and I have it in post. That means this is the very last thing. But if we changed, switch hands. This here, let's listen and see what changes it does. So that's putting the filter just in the feedback loop, and it's starting to self-oscillate. Now it's in the pre-section. Self-oscillation is left. It's not there anymore. It's slowly fading out. That's pre and dry. And now you can hear that filter kind of affecting more the original signal. But it's hanging around a little bit longer than I wanted it to, so that's why I had it in post. Or the dynamics, the diffusion, that's in pre. What will it sound like if we put it in post? Subtle differences, but they're differences. In the feedback loop. or pre and dry that might have a bigger impact. And it does. I think I actually like that better. So I'm going to keep it there. And while I'm feeling it, I want to go back to the modulation, put that chorus on, because I like the chorus. Bring the mix up a little bit. And the depth. Oh, it swims a little bit. What would it sound like? That's a little bit too deep. Put it in just the feedback loop. Maybe increase the depth a little bit there. And I like that one too. So I'm going to save it. And real quick, you see these little pages, these dots there, that tells you that it is not saved. So if you want to save it, there you go. It's saved. So once again, thank you for sticking around with me for a bit and going through this setting. Like I said, I hope it helped. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something about the LVX and some of the things that it can do. It's amazing. I really do like it a lot. But that's it. That's all I'm gonna say about this. And if you like the video, please hit like and subscribe and write some comments. That's what I love in engaging with you all, and making friends along this journey. Thank you. I wish you the best day ever, and all the best. Cheers.